Hey guys, V8's here with another video review. Up for review today we have the Godzilla Maquette from Sideshow Collectibles, or should I say Gojira. This is a recent release from Sideshow that was released about a couple of months ago and is limited to 750 edition size. So let's start by looking at the box. The box is pretty colorful and gives a nod to the history of Godzilla and his Japanese origins, in the sense that it emulates some of the older style graphics you would expect from older Japanese movies. And honestly, it looks quite good and I like it. It adds variety to their usual. Once you open up the box, you're greeted with this, and the statue basically comes in two pieces, which makes assembly pretty much easy. You just take the base, set it up on a good stable place, and insert the body, and voila, you're done. I like statues that come in one piece, and I mentioned that earlier in my reviews, and this one fits the bill. So let's start with the review. Godzilla is one of my favorite characters since I watched my first Godzilla movie back in somewhere in the mid 80s, and it was the 1984 variant, and I was hooked on the character ever since. Now, historically, if you wanted a Godzilla statue, your options were severely limited because you'd either settle for the Japanese variants that came out, and most of those were vinyl. Maquette did release a Godzilla statue, but that's way too expensive, and honestly, it's not the Godzilla variant that I'm too big of a fan of. This statue is based on the film that was released last year, and thank God it's not released on the film that was released in '98. And it's honestly a pretty good representation of the character. The statue is fully sculpted. It depicts Godzilla in a roaring pose above what seems to be the remains of a nuclear reactor, pretty much emulating one of the scenes in the movie in somewhat in the beginning. Now, the statue is about 24 inches tall, not as big as I would have hoped it would have been. I mean, this is Godzilla, but it's a pretty decent size, and the fact that it's one piece, it just adds to the overall appeal. I mean, Sideshow could have given us the tail in two pieces, but thank God that they just made it one piece. The pose is a bit dynamic, so it's not a boring pose. You could see him in a roaring phase. The only issue I have with the statue is the paint. Now, for some reason, I feel the paint is a bit flat and not as good as I would have hoped it would have been. Maybe they just didn't pay enough attention. It's just there's something about it that's not right. And it's not dark enough to emulate even the movie. It's not a bad paint job by any means, but it's just flat. It just does not, scream out at you. I would have hoped for a much darker shade than what we got. But having said that, the edition size is limited, so this makes it a bit more desirable for some people. The cost is a bit high. It's about $800, but I can understand given the size and the it being a solid one piece as to why they went with that cost. If you're still interested, this statue is still available at Sideshow's website. With an edition size of 750, I would get on it if you really are interested in acquiring this statue. They've also just released teaser about an upcoming one, but a much mini size statue than this one. Final verdict: if you're a Godzilla fan, please go ahead and get the statue. It's good. Yes, the paint is a bit flat, but hey, being the only variant, I wouldn't complain so much. I would rate this a B plus because of the paint. Other than that, everything else is just perfect and one of the best Godzilla statues we have to date. To wrap up, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you'd like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really welcome feedback, and I'm always looking for ways to improve my videos. Until I see you next time, this is V8 tuning out.